Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we are going to learn about practice set 7.2 part 1. So few sums will do in part 1, whereas the remaining sums will be completing in part 2 of this exercise. So let us begin. Plot points A3, 0, B3, 3 and C0, 3 on a graph paper. Join AB and BC. What is a figure formed? Now as you see here, the first point given to us is A3, 0. So this 3 is the x coordinate, whereas 0 is the y coordinate. So on this axis, we check for the number 3. Okay, so this is the number 3 here, and 0. 0 means the y coordinate, the 0 coordinate of the y axis means it will be here only. So this point A lies here. Okay, 3, 0. Similarly, where we look for the next point, the next point is 3, 3. Okay, now 3, 3 means what? The x coordinate is 3 and y coordinate is also 3. So I look for the x coordinate of 3 and y coordinate 3, and where they meet? They meet here, and this is our point B, 3, 3. Similarly, we have the last point, which is point C, which is 0, 3. So we look for 0 on x-axis. Okay, so this it will be here, and 3 on y-axis, which will be here. So our point will be here, that is C0, 3. So once we get these 3 points, what are we supposed to do is we are supposed to join AB and BC. But before that, what we're supposed to do, once you plot these points, no children, you are supposed to name the points immediately. Like for example, here I have named it as point A, 3, 0. Similarly, here I have named it as point B. You have to name it by a letter, and also you have to mention the coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinate inside the brackets, and they will be separated by comma, which is very important. And C coordinate, which is 0, 3. Once you write down these 3, they have told join AB. So you have this A and B here. So we join AB, and we are supposed to join BC. And the next question that is given to us is that what is the figure formed when you join these points? So what figure do we see, children, here? We see a square being formed. Yes, you can see a square being formed. So what we say is the figure formed by joining AB and BC with the axis is a square. Okay, now let us move at the second question. Write the equation of a line parallel to y-axis at a distance of 7 units from it to its left. So we have to write the equation without actually drawing the graph. Okay, so how do we write the equation? So now let us imagine what are the coordinates going to be. So the equation of a line parallel to y-axis. Whenever any line is parallel to a given axis, then its coordinate is 0. Like for example, if this line is parallel to y-axis, means its y coordinate is going to be 0. Okay, so what point we'll be having? We'll be having only x coordinate. So that what is the question saying? That this is at a distance of 7 units from it to its left. So we will not be having any y is equal to, but we will be having x is equal to. So x will be equal to 7, but we have to look for the direction, whether it is to the right or left. If it is to the left side, that means it is on the negative side of the line. Yes, towards the left means -1, -2, -3, but it is at a distance of 7 units. That means the equation will be x is equal to c. Since this line is parallel to y-axis, so we will be having x is equal to. Since it is to the left, we will be having minus, and it is at a distance of 7 units. So the equation will be x is equal to -7, because the line is parallel to y-axis. So it will not have any y coordinate. Its y coordinate is going to be 0. Okay, now next question. Write the equation of the line parallel to the x-axis at a distance of 5 units from it and below the x-axis. Let us go slowly. Firstly, we have write the equation of a line parallel to x-axis. That means its x coordinate is going to be 0. So our equation will have y in it. Then at a distance of 5 units. So we will be having 5 also. Okay, we'll be having 5, but where is it? Below the x-axis. Below the x-axis means, see, below the x-axis, what do we have? The numbers are negative or positive? The numbers are negative, and hence we get our equation y is equal to minus 5. So we write down the sentence there. The equation of the line parallel to x-axis at a distance of 5 units from it and below the x-axis is y is equal to minus 5. Okay, so let us proceed towards the next question. In the next question, it is given that point q minus 3 minus 2 lies on a line parallel to y-axis. Write the equation of the line and draw its graph. So let us understand one by one. Firstly, what has been given here? The point q minus 3 minus 2. So first we're supposed to draw that point. Okay. So if I draw that point, where will I get? So let us check. See, since it is minus 3 on x-axis, yes, so minus 3 is here, it is here, and minus 2 on y-axis, so it is here. So where do they meet? They meet here. So first step is what? We are supposed to draw this point, and then what they are saying is that we are supposed to draw a line parallel to y-axis through this point. So first we draw this point and then we draw a line. So the second step will be what? To draw a line parallel to y-axis. So once we draw this point on a blank graph paper, we first draw q minus 3 minus 2 and then we draw this line parallel to y-axis. And then what is the third step given here? That write the equation of the line. So we write down the equation of the line here. How do we write down this? X is equal to minus 3. See, since this line is parallel to x-axis, its y coordinate is going to be 0. So what will be its x coordinate? So x coordinate will be the this value where it is at this line is at point minus 3, right? So therefore we write down x is equal to minus 3 as its equation. Okay. Also, one important thing that you have to remember, children, is that when you draw the x and y axis, you're supposed to show the arrows at all the four corners. You're supposed to draw this y, this as x, okay, and you're supposed to also mention this scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, means that 1 centimeter distance is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. So all these points are to be kept in mind while drawing the graphs. Graphs are strictly to be drawn with pencil, no pen work in the graph paper. Okay, now the next one. The questions are to be written on the uh, single line page, whereas the drawing part is to be done on the graph paper. Then let us proceed towards the fifth question. Y-axis and the line x is equal to minus 4 are parallel lines. What is the distance between them? So y-axis and line x is equal to minus 4. So what is the distance now? See, children, you have to just look here. The line x is equal to minus 4 is parallel to y-axis and it's on its left. So if it is on the left, children, yes, it is on the left. And why is it on the left? Because the equation is minus 4. Okay, so the minus 4 point is on the left side of the line. So what will be the distance of it from the y-axis? So from 0 to minus 4, the distance is going to be 4 units. So we write down, therefore the distance between these two parallel lines is 4 units. Which of the equations given below have graphs parallel to x-axis and which one have graphs parallel to y-axis? So this is very simple. So the equation is what? X is equal to 3. They are saying that this equation, this line is going to be parallel to x-axis or y-axis. So children, since x coordinate is given as 3, so definitely this will be parallel to y-axis. When x is given, it will be parallel to y-axis. See, children, in any equation when only one coordinate is given, either x or y, then these are the parallel lines. Okay, these lines are parallel either to x-axis or either to y-axis. Then next, y minus 2 is equal to 0. So if I write it, if I try to solve it, what will happen? Y minus 2 will become y is equal to 2, when this minus 2, if this minus 2 goes here, what will happen? It will become plus 2. So y is equal to plus 2. So since we have the y coordinate, this line is going to be parallel to x axis. Yes. So this so we write down the original equation, which is this is the original equation. So we write down that here. So we say that y minus 2 is equal to 0 has a graph parallel to x axis. Now let us have a look at the next question. X plus 6 is equal to 0. So if I try to solve this, what will happen? X will be equal to minus 6 after I shift it to the right hand side. So since x coordinate is given to us, this line is going to be parallel to y axis. But while writing, we write down the original equation. How do we write down the final answer? We write out the original equation x plus 6 is equal to 0 has graph parallel to y axis. And the fourth question, y is equal to 5. So since y coordinate is given, we will say. Now the seventh question says that plot the points a2, 3, b6 minus 1 and c 0, 5 on the graph paper. So as you can see, we have the x coordinate of a as 2 and y coordinate as 3. So we draw this x coordinate we take as 2 and y coordinate as 3 and we get this point A. Okay, then next we are supposed to draw point B whose x coordinate is 6. So where is the 6 in the question here? So this is 6 on the axis and minus 1 here on the y axis. So we get this point B, and then we have the third point, which is point C, whose coordinates are 0, 5. So 0, 5 means x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 5. So since y coordinate is 5, we draw it here. Okay, so once we get these 3 points, what are we supposed to do? The next step says that if these 3 points are collinear. What do you mean by collinear, children? Collinear means if they are on a straight line, if they form a straight line, then draw the line which includes them. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to draw a line. So this is what we do. We draw a line which passes through all the 3 points. Then what is the next part? Right, the coordinates of the points at which the line intersects x and y, x axis and y axis. So we are supposed to write down the coordinates at which this line is intersecting this x axis here and it is intersecting y axis here. So we are supposed to write down the coordinates of these points. So if you look here, what are the coordinates here at which the x it is intersecting x axis? So we will say the line intersects x axis at what point? See, this point is what? 5, 0, and this point is 0, 5. So that is what we write down. We say that the points are collinear and they intersect point Q x axis in point 5, 0 and y axis in point 0, 5. Draw the graph of the following equations on the same coordinate system. Write the coordinates of their points of intersection. So we are supposed to draw the graphs of the following equations on the same. So there are 4 equations given to us and we are supposed to draw the coordinates of their points of intersection. So x plus 4 is equal to 0 since it is having only one variable x. If x and y both are there, then we have different method of drawing the graphs. But since here only one variable is there, x, so such equations have lines parallel to either x-axis or y-axis. When you have x and y, then we have different lines. But if you have only x or y, then we have these lines either parallel to x-axis or either parallel to y-axis. So if I solve this, I get x is equal to minus 4. Similarly, y minus 1 is the next equation. If I solve this, I'll get y is equal to 1. Then the third equation is 2x plus 3. What will I do now? I'll try to shift 3 on the other side. It will become minus 3. Then 2 will go on the other side. It will become minus 3 divided by 2, which will be minus 1.5. And the fourth equation was 3y minus 15. So minus 15 goes on the other side. It becomes 3y is equal to 15. And then y will be equal to 15 upon 3. So y becomes 5. So our 4 points are x is equal to minus 4, y is equal to 1, minus 5, 1.5 and y is equal to 5. So let us try that. Okay, so here I have here I have written all those 4 points so that I can plot them on the graph. Now since first point is x is equal to -4, so where is x is equal to -4? So see, on the x-axis, this is firstly we first mention this is x-axis, okay, and this is y-axis. Also you're supposed to mention the scale here. Okay, now after doing this, what are we supposed to do? We'll draw the first point, x is equal to -4. So on -4, this will be our first point, x is equal to -4, and to this point we will draw a line which is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so this will be our first line. Then y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1 will be here. So we will draw this point we'll draw first, and then we'll draw this line passing through y is equal to 1. Next will be x is equal to -1.5. So minus means on the left side on the x-axis. So 1.5 will be between 1 and 2. So this will be here. So we'll be drawing a line. Passing through this point. And lastly, y is equal to 5. So where is y is equal to 5? So on y-axis y is equal to 5. So we will draw a line through this point and parallel to x-axis. So these are the 4 lines which we draw. Remember, when we draw a line, we show these arrows. Okay, you're supposed to draw these arrows at the end. You're not supposed to draw the segments. You're supposed to draw the lines. Okay, now after this, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to show the points at which they intersect. Now what are the points where these lines are intersecting? Look here, this is the one point where they are intersecting, this is the other point where they are intersecting, this is the third point, and this is the fourth point. Okay, so we have to write down the coordinates of these 4 points. They are the point of intersection of these lines. So, but before that, I have to write down the equations of the line. Like for example, this was the first equation. So x plus 4, which I write down here. Then second equation was y minus 1, which I write down here. Then third was 2x minus 3. And the fourth one was 3y minus 15. So this is very important. You're always supposed to mention the equation of the line on the line. So once you draw the axis, the second step will be write down the equations, and then you will show the coordinates of those 4 points. Look here, the coordinates. How have I named here? Now, if I have to name this point, so I will first look for its x coordinate. So what is its x coordinate? -4. And what is its y coordinate? Y coordinate is 1. Okay, y coordinate is 1. So therefore the equation will be -4 coordinate will be -4 comma 1. Then the next point of intersection is this. So I will look for its x coordinate. X coordinate is -4 and its y coordinate is 5. So my coordinates are -4 comma 5. Then next one, I have this point of intersection here. So I look what is its x coordinate. So its x coordinate is -1.5, and its y coordinate is 5. So that is what I write down here. And the fourth point is here. So I'll check for the x coordinate -1.5 and 1. So this is how we write down their points of intersection. But we are supposed to write down in sentences. So we write down that coordinate of point of intersection of x plus 4. So how do I write this? See, where is x plus 4? So x plus 4 is here and y minus 1 is here. So these two lines are intersecting at this point. So we write down the coordinates of point of intersections of lines x plus 4 and y minus 1 are -4 comma 1. Then the same sentence we'll write out for the other line. So for the other line, what will we write down? So we'll take the other line. Coordinates of point of intersection of -4, this one, x plus 4, this x plus 4 line, and 3y minus 15. So this intersects at this point. So the point of intersection is minus 4 comma 5. Then the next one, coordinates of point of intersection of line 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3 and y minus 1. So these two lines are intersecting at minus 1.5 comma 1. And lastly, you have 2x plus 3, this line, and the fourth one will be 2x plus 3 and 3y minus 15. So it is intersecting at point minus 1.5 comma 5. So likewise, we have written the point of intersection of all these 4 points. Okay, so this is what is supposed to draw. So first what we did, we first drew the lines, then which were parallel to either x-axis and y-axis. Then we wrote the equations of the line. Then we wrote the points at which they are the coordinates, the lines are intersecting. And then finally we wrote down in the sentences. Okay, thank you.